today's video is going to be a story time because it's Sunday, and because it's Sunday, I'm wearing my shirt that says Sunday Vibes. I don't know if you can see it, Sunday Vibes. And it's actually like almost midnight, so I'm wearing my PJs, but you can't really see them, like, PJs! Okay, so today's story is going to be about the time that I was petty as hell, kind of, and like, I got kicked out. Okay. So before I go on into the actual like story of what happened, I have to tell you like the pre stuff. So this was NHS, like National Honor Society, and to join NHS in my high school, you have to be a junior in high school, and like you just had to have like a lot of prerequisites to get into it. So I joined because it was gonna help my college application process. It was good to have it on your college like record or like on your application because it's like, I guess, I don't know, everybody said it was good to apply and like have that, I don't know. My senior year, I was in this like pharmacy program at my school where I would literally only go to school like once a month. Like every day I would go to the hospital and just like do pharmacy stuff, like work in the pharmacy and like work with the nurses and all these people in the pharmacy, and then I would only have to go to school like whenever my teacher told us we had to go to school for like an exam or whatever. So then those days that I was like on clinicals, we had like NHS meetings, and I would be able to make it to most of the NHS meetings, but I couldn't make it to all of them because like it was just so stressful. Like when I got really sick and I got like bronchitis, and I had to like miss like pharmacy or miss like school for like a whole week, so I couldn't go to the hospital for a whole week. The upcoming week was like an NHS meeting, so I couldn't go to NHS meeting because I had just missed like a whole week of the hospital, so I couldn't miss anymore, so I couldn't leave early, so I didn't go to meeting. So with NHS, you could only miss like 2 or 3 meetings. I just missed more than 2 meetings, but I had gone to almost all of them, and I always stayed after to like help them out. Like you could stay after the meeting and like help them like decorate or help them like do things for like charity or whatever. So I would always stay after. So then like the lady that ran NHS was also in charge of like the library at my school. So she comes up to me one day and she's like, "Oh, it seems that you haven't attended all the meetings, like you missed more than 2 meetings." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry, it's because, you know, I was in clinicals and I couldn't really like come. Like, what if I didn't have a car? Like, it's even if I did leave earlier, I couldn't leave that much earlier. Like I had to leave like at least half an hour early to make it to the meeting, and then if I didn't make it in time, like they call attendance on NHS. So after they call attendance, there's no point in going." So then she's like, "Oh, but it's okay, I'm gonna look past it, you know." NHS had a lot of requirements. So another requirement for NHS was you had to get like a certain amount of community service hours a year. So and I guess I didn't have all the community service hours. I think I only had like I had the graduation requirement, but I didn't have like the NHS requirement. So at the end of the school year, after I've done all this for NHS, the lady comes up to me and she's like, "You didn't meet all the meetings, and then you didn't fulfill your community service requirement, so we're gonna have to kick you off. Like you're not gonna be able to wear the NHS like logo on you, or like it's like a, I don't know what it's called, it's like on over your graduation gown, it's like this thing that goes around like your neck, and it's like basically signifies NHS. So I'm here like I wasted all this time in NHS, went to all the stupid meetings, and like did like volunteered for all these events to not even get to like wear it. And I was like, I don't even care, because at this point I had already got into college, like I already got accepted, and I had already put it on all my applications. So like even if I didn't get to wear like walk across the stage with that on me, like it didn't matter to me because I was already like accepted to college, and they weren't gonna like take away my acceptance because like I got kicked out of a club. This is when I got petty because I was pissed. It was like teacher appreciation week, and my English teacher asked us to write a thank you letter to another teacher. And guess what Natalia did? Guess who I wrote a thank you letter to? I wrote a thank you letter to the freaking NHS lady. And it wasn't like a real thank you letter. It wasn't like I was actually thanking her. I was kind of like, I was being sarcastic. And I wrote a thank you letter saying like, "Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to join NHS. Although I don't get to wear the graduation whatever gown, I'm still very thankful for all the experiences." And it was like super like kissing her ass basically. It was like, I really enjoyed the time that we did this and that, and like no hard feelings, but like really there was hard feelings. Like I was being super nice, but like it was like killing her with kindness. and she ends up emailing me saying like, oh, I'm so sorry, like I felt so bad, like your letter made me feel so bad. And I was like, oh no, it's okay. But like just knowing that she felt bad made me so happy. Like, is that bad? Like, is that mean of me? Like, and it was so funny because I was showing everyone in my class. I was like, because everybody knew I got kicked out, because I was telling everybody, I was like, oh yeah, she kicked me out of NHS. So then, like, when I was writing the letter, I told everybody, I was like, I wrote a letter to her, like I wrote a letter to NHS lady, and they were like, no way. And I was like, yeah, I wrote her a letter because she kicked me out. And I was like telling everybody, thinking I was so cool, but I wasn't. But I was, because I was being petty, and like I thought it was so funny. Like, I still tell that story and I'm like, yeah, I'm cool, because she thought I was being, I don't know, maybe she knew I was being like petty, but not. And then like after after I graduated, after I was already like in college, I got an email from like her assistant, and she's like, oh, it shows in my records that you didn't receive like the graduation like pin on your diploma or whatever. And I was like, really? After like I graduated, after you kicked me out, after everything, you're gonna ask me to come and get the pin that I don't even care about? Like, I don't care about the stupid pin. Like, I'm already like taking classes in college. Like, the stupid pin doesn't make any sense to me. Like, what? So yeah, so it's the time that I got kicked out of NHS, National Honor Society. For all of you that don't know, now you know. And then I wrote her thank you letter for kicking me out. Yeah. Bye guys!
I'm only human, can't you see? I'm